What's up, sports fans, and welcome to episode 8 of the 3Gen podcast. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my co-host,
Grandpa.
Dad.
Let's get straight into the first segment of the day, which is sports news. For sports news, fantasy fans are not going to be happy right now because a lot of injuries are going down right now. Justin Jefferson got moved to IR. Devon Achane, star running back of the Dolphins, got moved to IR. His eligible return date is week 11. Deshaun Watson is out for the second consecutive week. But that's all the injuries we have for this week. And then talking about some other news, NBA preseason has started leading up to the NBA games, which is leading a lot of interesting headlines. And the WNBA is finishing up in their having their championship game ongoing, and the Aces currently lead 2-0, winning in just dominant fashion. And then the NFL trade deadline is sneaking up on us. It's already week 6, which is crazy to even think about. And trades have already happened. Like Chase Claypool got moved to the Dolphins, which, I mean, good move for the Dolphins. Just they added more speed, and just they might have the best receiver room in the NFL. And I don't know who else you would even. Maybe the Bengals. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then Randy Gregory, defensive end for the Denver Broncos, got moved to the 49ers. Talking about some other news, T. Higgins is back on Sunday. And then Shaquille O'Neal agreed to be the president of basketball for Reebok, and the vice president will be Allen Iverson. Some pretty interesting news coming out of basketball. Anyway, let's move on to the college football picks of the week. Last week we missed that week, but overall for the weeks before that we are 36-10 combined.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. The first game we got Michigan State at Rutgers. It's at Rutgers, but if this was the game for Michigan State to win, it'd be this, but I still think Rutgers is going to win.
I do too. Unfortunately, they're just in a real functional state.
Yeah,
They just
Rutgers.
can't seem to get it together. And that coach doesn't impress me, I'll tell you.
No, I don't think he's getting the job.
No. I hope not.
No, yeah.
Next we have California at Utah. I'd pick Utah. It's at Utah. Utah is
Yeah, I go Utah.
I got me too. I got a
tough
home
loss
team
last
there.
week against.
Yeah.
Who did they lose to Oregon State? Yeah.
I think
They
so.
lost to
Yeah,
Oregon
they
State
did.
on Friday.
Mhm.
Next game we have Texas A&M at Tennessee. Should be interesting. Texas A&M coming off a tough loss to Alabama.
Yeah, you're not kidding. They had that game in hand for a while, and all of
Yeah.
a sudden it just
Yeah.
fell apart, you know?
Mhm.
So
You told me last week to pick.
I did, yes. I
Yeah.
thought they had a shot at him, yeah. And
I
they
did.
for a while.
I did do the picks of the week, but do you know how I went or no?
No, I think
No.
you went like 11-4.
I mean, that's
You
pretty
went
good.
11-4.
I'll take
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pick Tennessee.
I'm going Tennessee too. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to. I hate to be.
They're,
Same
they're
thing,
coming
yeah.
off a bye week, so
Yeah.
they should be fresh.
And they're
for-
home.
And they're
Right.
home, yeah.
Mhm.
Next we have Kansas at Oklahoma State. Kansas coming off a tough loss, but I'm still Oklahoma State's. I mean, the Cowboys at home, but I'm gonna go Kansas.
Really?
Yes.
I'm going to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State. Oh,
Oklahoma State 3-2, Kansas 5-1.
I'll go Kansas.
You go
But
Kansas?
their quarterback is hurt, so
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
still
that-
playing their backup. That Daniel guy is still out, so
I mean, their backup's wasn't that bad.
yeah.
I mean, now we have Florida, who is 4-2 at South Carolina. Spencer, what's his name? Spencer.
Rattle.
Yeah, Rattler. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Clemson last year, and they hyped up South Carolina for this year,
Right.
and now they're 2-3.
Yeah, so they just didn't develop this year. Something happened.
No, I don't know what
Yeah.
happened, but I'm taking Florida.
I am
Florida,
too.
okay. And that's the at Jacksonville, right? They game's at Jacksonville.
I think
That's
so. I think so.
Right, South Carolina can't play their home field.
no, or is that the Florida Georgia game? What's the outdoor? What's the tea party? The cocktail. Right? Maybe that's Florida Georgia I'm thinking of.
Well, Florida, Georgia's
I'm
not
going,
this week.
I know. I'm gonna go Florida.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now we have BYU 4-1 at TCU, who is 3-3. I'll take BYU.
I'll go to the Mormons. BYU.
Yeah, me too.
Next game we have Iowa 5-1 at Wisconsin 4-1. A tough Big Ten matchup.
It's gonna be a good game for sure. Yep.
I'm gonna take Wisconsin at home, and because Cade McNamara is still hurt, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
take Wisconsin
I
at home.
think
Wisconsin.
that's
yeah.
my bet too. Yeah.
I say Wisconsin.
That's gonna hurt their season with Kate McIntyre.
The Big Ten's going to shake out only when the big three powerhouses start playing each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State.
Yeah,
Head and
think-
shoulders above anybody else in the league.
Next week, not this week, but next week.
Penn
Penn
State.
State, Ohio State plays.
Right.
So yeah.
When does Michigan and Penn State play? Is that later on?
Yeah, a few weeks. Down the road,
Few
yeah.
weeks.
All right.
Yeah.
Next game we have a tough SEC matchup. Peyton Reed on the Auburn. Is it Auburn? What is it? What's their like?
Tigers.
Is it Auburn
War
Tigers?
Eagles, yeah. Auburn
Okay.
Tigers.
Auburn
War
Tigers,
Eagles.
who 3-2 at LSU. Is it
Tiger
also
versus Tiger.
Tigers?
Yeah.
Tiger.
Tigers
Wow.
versus Tigers.
That's what I was thinking
yeah.
of.
Auburn.
But I'm gonna take the LSU Tigers at home. I
I
gotta
did
do it.
LSU.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Me too,
Valley.
yeah.
Next game we have Wyoming, 5-1 at an undefeated Air Force.
The triple option.
Wyoming has been good. Their only loss was to Texas, and they beat. They beat a ranked team. They beat Fresno State,
Right.
Yeah.
and they beat Texas Tech. I mean,
Yeah, that helps their standing for sure.
the Air Force is undefeated and they're home.
Undefeated, they're
That's
home.
tough.
And it's tough to stop that running game with them. They love running that football.
I'm gonna
Triple
support
option.
my Air Force and go
Air
Yeah,
Air
me
Force.
too.
Yeah.
I too. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Next game, we have a fun game. USC at Notre Dame, 7:30 NBC. Give me
Yeah.
USC.
I'm a
Caleb
Notre
Williams.
Dame guy myself.
Whoa, at home?
Yep.
They just
I
came
like
a
Notre
tough
Dame.
loss against Louisville.
Yes.
I like
Okay.
Notre Dame too.
You like Notre Dame to upset USC.
USC looked horrible against Arizona. They probably should have lost that game
Right,
against Arizona.
right.
They
They're-
have
they're
no
a little bit of a
defense.
pony, I think, USC. I don't know.
Yeah, they have no defense.
Yeah,
USC
right.
do not have no defense. Notre Dame is going to be playing with,
Anger.
anger.
chip on their
Yeah,
shoulder,
right,
yeah.
exactly. And they're home, so I'm going with Notre Dame.
All
Me
right.
too, yeah.
Now we have Miami, 4-1. Who they like Georgia Tech.
Georgia
They
Tech,
had an
yeah.
awful
And their
loss.
coach
Sold the game. Instead of taking a knee.
he handed the ball off, fumble. Georgia Tech gets
How did
it
that happen? I mean,
and throws a
that's just
touchdown.
crazy, isn't
It
it?
was just not-
It's just nuts. I mean, it's 2 knees and the game's over. I mean, that's it. You know?
that's it.
And they're
yeah.
at an undefeated North Carolina. Give me North Carolina.
Oh yeah, Tar Heels, North Carolina.
Next, we have another tough SEC matchup. Two SEC teams that were both ranked last week, but lost to tougher opponents. Missouri. Who did Missouri lost
LSU.
to? It was LSU. Yeah, you're
LSU,
right. And that was
yeah.
a tough game as well. And then
Yeah.
Kentucky lost to Georgia. And Kentucky, it was Mark Stoops that said, if we want to compete, we need money. And he asked his fans for more money, which I don't know what kind of head coach does that.
I know,
If
right?
you want us to
Win games, we
win
need
games,
money.
We need money. Like
That's right.
Georgia, all their players are paid for. We need
Yeah.
money to compete against them.
Did
Yeah.
you see what Primetime Sun has in the NIL?
Oh.
thing?
Oh, yeah.
$4.8
$4.8 million.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Unbelievable.
I know.
It's
The
some
next
big
closest
money
one
they
is
make.
Archie Manning.
Yeah.
Yeah, Archie
2.8.
Manning, yeah, right.
And he
right.
doesn't even
He doesn't
play.
even start. He doesn't even start. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with Missouri in this one.
Missouri.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Kentucky at home. Kentucky has proven they can beat tough SEC
I'm
teams at
going
home.
Kentucky also, yeah.
They beat Florida at home. I'm going to say they can beat Missouri at home. Next game we have a tough Pac-12 matchup. UCLA, who they beat Washington State, right?
At home.
At home, and Washington State was undefeated.
Right.
They're going on the road to face an Oregon State team that just upset Utah.
Yeah, but they lost to Washington State.
Yeah.
Oregon State lost to Washington State.
I'm gonna take Oregon State.
They're home, right?
Yeah,
They're
Oregon
home.
State.
Me
I'm
too.
gonna
I
go
am
home.
too.
Yeah.
Next, we have a ACC matchup. We have NC State at Duke, the football school. But Duke was undefeated. They lost.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Who did Duke lose to?
They lost to Notre Dame
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right.
at home. Yeah.
I don't think Duke will make a comeback here.
You think so?
They're a pretty good team.
They Duke. Yeah.
All right.
I think their quarterback.
Oh yeah, he's
back.
hurt. Is
hurt,
he back
but
though?
I don't know yet.
I hope he's back.
I hope he's back. Yeah, because that
He
was
might
not
be
good.
out. But I still
Next,
think they might be able to.
We have the game of the week, the game that everyone's going to be watching. Oregon at Washington. Bo Nix versus Michael Penix Jr. Who's going to win this game? Is it going to be a blowout
It's gonna be a shootout.
or a shootout? That's what I
It's gonna
meant.
be a
Yeah.
shootout.
It's gonna be a
It's gonna be a
shootout,
shootout, and I'm going Washington at home.
What you thinking? 45-42? Higher maybe?
That's a good question.
I'm with you, Bob. Washington for me, too.
And the score of the game?
It's gonna be a high one.
I'm going to say 45-42
Pac-12
Washington.
don't believe in
here.
defense, so
They don't play defense. Or at least now they don't. They
Yeah.
used to,
Right.
but they don't yet.
Right.
Let's move on to the NFL games of the week, which we also call picks of the week. A lot of fun games are happening this week. Let's get on to the first game of the week, which is Thursday Night Football, and it's the Broncos at Chiefs. Do we have to talk about that?
No, biggest mismatch of the week.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Kansas
Give me
City.
Kansas City.
Kansas City, yes.
Next, we have the Seahawks and Bengals. How do you
That should
think?
be a good game.
That should be a
That
fun
could be
game.
A good game, yeah.
Where is that game again?
That's going to be in Cincinnati.
In
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm taking Cincinnati at home.
Okay.
I'm taking
agree.
Cincinnati as well. They need to
Bengals, yeah.
get a bounce
Yeah,
back.
they're gonna
And
get-
I think Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase have found it,
Right.
so I'm
And I
taking the
think-
Bengals as well.
I think Joe is healthier now too.
Right,
So
right.
yeah.
Also, forgot to mention for NFL game predictions. In my predictions, I'm 35-15 right now. Dad, you are 31-19, and Grandpa, you are 33-17.
Wow.
So you're second right now. I'm first, and you're last.
Well,
It
yeah.
happens. It happens.
Okay.
Next game, we have the Lions and Buccaneers. Lions going on the road to face the Buccaneers. Should
Lions
be a
are
fun
a better
one.
team. Nobody
I'm
is
going to take the
good.
Lions as well.
They're a
It's a
better
little bit of
team.
the bias, and the Buccaneers
I'm
are
still
good,
not
but
sold on Baker Mayfield. I know he's improved a
Yeah.
lot. He's playing different, but Lions are just a better football team all around.
yeah.
I
Give me
think
the
Lions
Should win
win,
this
but I think it's be a close one.
I think it'll be
Tampa
close,
Bay
too,
will surprise
especially if the
them.
Lions injuries,
Yeah.
like a lot of our players are out.
But I bet that stadium's going to be on 40% Lions. I bet.
Oh, I
that'd be
know.
a
You think
lot.
so?
Yeah,
You
I
think
think
so?
so. Oh yeah. I think people will
Wow.
be traveling. Yep.
All right, next game we have the Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. Ravens coming off of just an awful loss to the
Yeah,
Pittsburgh
They just
Steelers.
looking
I'm
bad
not
right
sure
Their
now.
offense
Tennessee's
is
that
not-
good either. They just
No.
have been really
No.
awful too. I'm going to bet Baltimore there.
I'm gonna take
Yeah,
Baltimore. They're
Baltimore.
gonna play with some heat
I go
after
Baltimore.
the embarrassing loss to the Steelers of all teams.
Yeah.
Next, we have the Commanders coming off an embarrassing loss to the Bears at home, taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
I got to go Atlanta here.
Atlanta.
I'm going to Atlanta as well. Desmond Ridder is undefeated at home
Yeah.
in the NFL and in college.
Wow.
Something you just
Wow.
don't see.
No
Wow.
kidding.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Right.
Next game we have is Colts and Jaguars. I'm going to take the Jaguars because it is in Jacksonville and the Colts don't
Yeah,
have
and they're on the upswing. I mean, they're.
You mean Jacksonville's not playing in London? They usually
Yeah,
have their
yeah,
home games in
yeah.
London, but I go with Jacksonville. They
Yeah,
look
me
like
too, yeah.
they're turning things
And the
around.
Colts don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Anthony Richardson. The Colts
Right.
don't have Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to devastate them. Jonathan Taylor is going to get more reps, but I don't think that would do much for them because Zach Moss is good. Next game we have is the winless Panthers 0-5 going on the road to face the Dolphins.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
Dolphins
they're-
can play all their bench. They're still going
Yeah,
to win
yeah,
this
for
game.
sure. I agree.
Yeah, Carolina's
Right.
still going to be winless.
This is
so,
pretty
yeah.
much the Dolphins' bye week. They get an extra bye week.
Yeah, I know.
Right,
you're
right,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to disrespect the Panthers,
Right.
but like
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
they're sad right now.
they are, especially against a stacked Dolphins team
Mhm.
at home. Give me the Dolphins. Next, we have an NFC North matchup. We have the Bears and Vikings.
It is a game of the two losers, and my
Oh,
goodness,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta take the
Where's
Vikings.
it at?
I'm going to take Chicago. That's Chicago.
Is that Chicago? Oh, yeah, I was
I'm
going
going
to
to take them. They had a
Chicago.
hot week last week.
I'm
4
taking.
touchdown passes for Justin Fields. My
Yeah.
lord.
Yeah.
I know, but the Minnesota Vikings got to turn it around. You could
know.
say they're
Jefferson's
tanking.
out. Jefferson is out.
They
That's
have,
right.
they have
Yeah.
Addison and KJ Osborne.
Yeah,
I
but there
think
was
they're
some
fine.
trade rumors about Kirk Cousins, too.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
So I don't know. He may
I'm
not be
going
a
with
happy
Chicago.
camper. Me
I'm
too.
going
I
with
think Chicago.
Chicago.
All right. We'll see.
DJ Moore,
We'll see.
your
It could be.
boy.
He is my
DJ
boy,
boy.
There's supposed to be rain there Sunday, so who
Sloppy.
knows?
Yeah, it could be sloppy.
Oh, yeah, that's East. That's going to be a tough game to watch. Then we have the undefeated 49ers 5-0 going on the road to face the Browns. Give me the 49ers. They don't
Yeah,
have
I mean-
the Browns don't have Deshaun Watson.
They're
Right,
looking
right.
good. 49ers. They look
49ers
like the team
and
to beat.
Eagles. Like I said
Yeah.
this at the beginning, the way we started this podcast, I said the Eagles could go 17-0, and it looks like they might.
Yeah, we'll see.
The 49ers,
They got to play 49ers, too, so.
who do you think? Oh, the Eagles and 49ers play
Yes,
each other
they're
this
playing
year?
each other, yeah.
Ooh.
Mhm.
One of them will be.
One of them
The
is
division,
lose.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the biggest chance to go undefeated this year? The Eagles or 49ers?
I'd probably say 49ers.
You say
Yeah,
49ers?
They have a good running game. They
Right. They got it all together.
Yeah,
And that
defense,
quarterback's just
yeah.
amazing. That
Right.
kid has just worked out so well for them.
he's managing
And they have
the game.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
My goodness, you know.
Right.
Not yet. Next game we have is the New Orleans Saints at the Texans. The Texans coming off a tough loss to the Falcons. They should have won. This is going to be a tough game.
If that's Houston, so I'm gonna take Houston at home.
You're gonna take Houston at home. I'm gonna take Houston at home too. I like CJ Stroud. I think he's gonna
He's
come back.
playing of all the rookie quarterbacks. He's looking the best.
They're
He is.
thinking that maybe
0 interceptions is just
Carolina took the
outstanding.
wrong quarterback. I think maybe.
Yes,
He's
yeah.
playing so much better than Bryce
Well,
Young.
I
you
just
know?
don't like Frank
Well, I
Reich.
heard
and the Oakland's
that-
a lot
yeah,
worse of a
right.
team.
Well, I heard that the owner made that pick instead of the coach.
Really?
The coach
Oh.
wanted CJ,
Oh.
but the owner of the Carolina.
CJ could be rookie of the year. He's playing great.
No, he is.
Well, I also don't like Frank Reich as a coach.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
It makes
yeah.
a difference.
DeMarco Ryans, I feel like, is a way better coach.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's just me. Let's move on to Josh McDaniels is facing Bill Belichick. It's at the Las Vegas Raiders.
You know, this New England Patriot team, what a sad fall from the
They're
Bills.
just.
They have scored in
oh,
5 games 55 points. That's
pretty
an
bad.
average of
That's-
11 points a game. Worst in the whole league.
They're giving up almost like 40 points a
Yeah.
game. They're
So
just.
what do you do with Belichick? You fire him?
I think so.
Well, you know.
I don't know if you fire him, but maybe take away his drafting.
Well, yeah, they say he's a great coach, but a terrible GM.
Yes.
So maybe
I'd
yeah,
take
too
away
much
his
of that GM
GM
stuff, yeah,
and
right.
let someone else do the picking because his
Yeah.
picking is not.
Yeah, he's not doing
No,
good at all. You're right.
no.
He picks all these tight ends, they never work out.
No, they never
In the
work
years
out,
the
right.
Patriots have always had like a respectable defense, and their defense is just playing
Yeah.
like. And there's trade rumors about this team. There's like the team's about to tank. They're just in a huge mess. But
Yeah,
I'm
you're
gonna take the Las Vegas Raiders at home.
Okay.
Raiders.
You're gonna take the
yeah.
Raiders as
We're gonna
well?
take Raiders.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next we have the Cardinals with Josh Dobbs going on the road to face the Los Angeles Rams. Give me the Rams.
Me too. Yeah.
With Cooper Kupp and Puka both playing. I mean,
That's
give me the
Puka's
Rams.
funny guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is.
He is. He's like a Cooper Cup out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I
He
know, I
just,
agree.
yeah, right.
Well,
he
I
is.
like it as
It's
Stafford
fun to
did, huh?
watch.
I know.
Next we have the Eagles at the Jets. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, me too.
Zach
Yeah,
Wilson.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Jets might not even get to the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is talking all this about how he's going to come back in the playoffs.
I know.
Your team's not going to
They're
make the
not gonna
playoffs.
make the
Yeah.
playoffs. No.
Mm-mm.
And Aaron may not be back. He forgets he's 40 years old.
I know, yeah.
Next we have the Giants at the Bills. This Giants team's also a
Yeah,
mess.
terrible.
Yeah, give me the
Great,
Bills.
Give me
yeah.
the Bills at home.
Give me the Bills, yes.
And that Sunday night football. Well, that's who schedules the Giants on Sunday night football?
No kidding. What a lousy game.
I
And against
know.
Buffalo.
I know.
My
New
goodness.
York, that's why.
Yeah,
they,
right, yeah.
They get
New
the
York
people
versus
watching.
New York.
Yeah.
Well, but
know.
the schedule is because of, Aaron Rodgers is supposed to be.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
No, not
Oh, no, not, no, no.
Wrong New
yeah,
York team.
Yeah, not New York.
They should expect the Giants to be respectable because they made the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
But they're awful. Next we have Monday Night Football. Cowboys at the
It's a
Chargers.
pretty good game, you know?
That is gonna be a good game.
The Cowboys just got beat so bad, you know?
And they always come back and win. So I'm gonna take the Cowboys.
Up, down theory, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
On the road. Well, Chargers don't get no fans anyway.
Yeah,
so-
you're right. I guess I'll take Dallas, but just because they're not as bad as they looked last week,
No.
you know?
I'm taking Dallas.
Okay.
You?
Well, I like Chargers.
You wanna take
I
the
like
Chargers?
Justin Herbert.
It's
I
all
like- I do.
independent. You
good.
don't have to sway just because we
I
say
know,
something.
but I'm going with Chargers.
Going with Chargers?
I'm going with Chargers.
All right, that is all the picks of the week. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tune in next week when me, Grandpa, and Uncle Johnny talk about the biggest trade candidates and where we think they're going to land. Thank you guys so much for listening. See you